Hey guys, welcome back again to PETV, that is short for Political Entertainment Television, where we talk about politics, entertainment, or both in general. And today we are here to talk about how the cackling hens on The View are sorry now? Um, it's too late, you dumb fucks. You senile old ladies took the same rhetoric talking points, called Charlie a Nazi, called us a fascist, you called us terrible people. This assassination is honestly, it is just astounding that we have to live in this world where anyone who is a conservative and disagrees with the far left, you get attacked. You know, as someone who is a pro free speech advocate, I would not wish the death upon anyone I disagree with. I mean, I certainly would call them being stupid for believing the things they believe in. For example, being pro abortion. I mean, it's murder to murder a pregnant woman in the state of California. So why would that be the case? It's just amazing how logic completely just destroys their stupidity. Like, I even saw a freaking Facebook short talking about some weirdo who was comparing Charlie's death compared to a bunch of kids who got shot up, which is, there's a complete difference here. One of the two is one was planned to be an assassination because one had a big loud voice. The other was a bunch of innocent kids were just minding their own business at a church where anyone was welcome to join. But nope, the church is the enemy. They're all the bad guys. And honestly, these people are fucking disturbing. I classify them as the next mental delusion. The next classified mental disorder where they must be required to be put in an insane asylum. I do not care how long it takes. Put them through a lot of harsh therapy. This insanity needs to stop. So, we are going to go ahead and react to Clownfish TV, one of my other favorite YouTubers that are covering the whatever they tend to cover, like politics, entertainment, because most of the time everything through entertainment Clownfish talks about, and politics has been influenced because of these woke weirdos. So let's go ahead and get started.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I know we don't want to talk a whole lot about the Charlie Kirk situation, but we do talk about The View, we talk about the media, and to our pleasant surprise, the View host actually came out and condemned.
Yeah, to their credit,
the
they
murder of-
actually, behaved better than the biatches they usually are.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of this, and look, people are going to be like, yeah, a lot of these people were stoking the outrage toward right wingers.
And viewer definitely on the list.
Yeah. But we have had a lot of celebrities and a lot of politicians on the left come out and condemn this, rightly condemned it.
Because it's bull. It's bull crap, and it's terrible, and it's asinine, and it never should happen. And so they're actually acting like human beings and saying it was wrong.
Yeah, and that was what we talked about earlier this morning. Again, the litmus test for the Charlie Kirk situation is not whether or not you would.
Hi, I'm Brett.
And I'm Jonathan.
No one cares
This is
about
Darla.
these damn ads.
And this is
honestly, YouTube
We're
is
the
just
founders
getting
of the Farmer's
worse.
Dog.
Agreed with Charlie Kirk. The litmus test was, did you show empathy and humanity when, even if you disagreed with the guy, you still feel empathy for his wife, his kids, the people that were grieving, or did you just pile on? And we saw Blue Sky pile on. We saw a lot of people pile on, and they failed the test. They took their hand out of the box. Right?
I'm concerned about how many people that are professionals that are teaching your kids, or at the hospital where you go to get surgery, and nurses and all that stuff were failing the test. It's very concerning.
Yeah, and these are supposed to be, these people are supposed to be the most empathetic, the teachers and the doctors and the nurses and they're supposed to be the most empathetic, and they're
special education teachers.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. But The View, honestly, I didn't expect them to be like complete assholes about it, but I expected a lot more pushback than they gave. But I'm going to make no mistake, The View and their stuff they've said over the years has definitely led to bad behavior.
Yeah, they are correct. Gigi Sparkles is, in fact, correct. For the amount of time I have watched Clownfish TV talk about The View, those cackling hens have said nothing reasonably respectful. They have always been the same morons every time. Stupid logic versus against common sense. And, of course, till this very day, common sense is just so hard to find these days, apparently.
Yeah. And maybe, I this is me being a little overly optimistic. I am hoping that maybe some people stop and reflect and are like, you know what, maybe this shit's gone too far.
It's gone too far. It's a little too late, but it's gone too far.
But my gut, like, I'm hopeful that that's what's going to happen. My gut is telling me, though, that this might escalate things to a whole nother level, and I hope to God I'm wrong. Anyway, we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. I don't know if a woohoo is appropriate.
I don't know either, but we will tell you to go out to, what's the website again?
What's our website? news.clownfishtv.com.
I'm tired.
News.clownfishtv.
I'm tired too, Gigi. I didn't get enough sleep at all. Me too.
You can sign up for our newsletter, and we're telling you to do this. I know we're pushing it really hard, and people are getting really tired of hearing about it. You might not find us again if you don't sign up for it, because I don't know if YouTube, there's some major algorithm issues. I don't know if they're going to recommend our videos to you again. If you're not subscribed, if you're subscribed, our subscribers aren't getting notifications. So sign up for the newsletter, please.
Yeah, it's free. So there you go. And it'll get notified. Yeah, so I saw this today, and I was really surprised that they didn't, go typical View screaming Mimi.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop there.
It's not appropriate. Regardless of how you feel about the guy, it's not appropriate to do a little jig on national television and, and that, again, this just makes Blue Sky look that much worse. It makes people working in comics and gaming and animation look that much worse that they were celebrating. When you've got pretty much everybody on your own side denouncing this act of violence, you have no, you just don't say anything, right? Just keep your mouth shut. That's all you got to do.
So, yeah, this person had gone out and quoted what they had said and took screen caps of what they had said and put them up on here. You'll have to read them, though, because my screen isn't very big.
Okay, I'm going to read them because I don't want to run the clip because I know they'll probably ding us.
But you can go out here and you can see the clips.
Yeah, this is on Nicholas Fondacaro. Is that who this is?
So credit to them.
Yeah, associate editor for the MRC and Newsbusters, Citations and Words in Fox News and the Daily Caller, and a D&D Dungeon Master. Oh, cool. Okay. Anyway, I don't know who you are, dude, but there you go. So this is some of what they said. Alyssa Farrah Griffin said, I hope it doesn't have a chilling effect, whether you're left or right on your ability to speak your mind. Mm-hmm. I know the one thing we all agree on about at this table, we all share our viewpoints, and we should be able to do that without fear. Joy Behar, well, that's our bread and butter here. So, of course, it's very important. I agree with everything you say. Sarah Haynes says, well, also, we don't all align with his views. What I deeply aligned with is he said, when we stop talking, that's when things get bad. The irony of a man who would go across the country to college campuses is where you're supposed to have conversations. He would go in a series that's called Prove Me Wrong. He would talk to people openly who disagreed. It's what we try to exemplify every day and say this is what we need more of.
I would argue they don't do that very much on the news. They try to talk over people, but that's a whole other story.
It's not even just that. It's the left they don't support open dialogue or free speech. It's not a left value. It's not a left value. Charlie has said this so many times, and this assassination is exact proof. What I hate. I sometimes don't hate saying "I told you so" for some people, but I told you so, and you brought this upon yourselves, and you cowards are fucking cowards. I do not fucking feel sad for you guys. I really hope something really terrible happens to you guys. You woke weirdos have poked the bear. You guys fucked it up. So
That's a whole nother story. Sonny. So I was like, yeah, what's Sonny going to say? She's going to be doing. No, she's actually said, yeah, the man was 31 years old with 2 children. 1 in 3, a family man, a wife. Now these children will grow up without their father. The woman will grow up, grow old without her husband. This country, there's no place. This is very mature of Sonny Hostin. There's no place for this kind of violence in this country. I'm heartbroken over it. I cannot believe that someone would kill another person because they were speaking their beliefs. This is the antithesis of who we are as Americans.
But I want to say, but The View. Okay, eBay.
I cannot tell you how irritating it is to put up with those ads.
eBay, things people love.
Is one of the people that I would argue has been out there trying to stoke the fires and cause division and sow the seeds of discord and all kinds. They're always out there slamming on crap.
When you call people, and I'm not saying them in particular, but the mainstream media, the left-wing mainstream media, when you call more than half the country at this point literal boot-stepping Nazis, and then you're like, hey, you'd take out Hitler if you had the chance, right? Well, grandma who voted for Trump is literally Hitler. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? Mm-hmm. Eventually, somebody was going to get hurt. Somebody was going to get killed.
And when it actually crosses that line, you're all shocked and
shocked.
upset and like, oh my God, this shouldn't happen. I'm like, well, it took a lot. There had to be things that happened for it to get this far. And I blame the media. I blame shows like The View. I blame, social media and Hollywood in general for a lot of this, and politicians actually for a lot of this. So what did Joy say after this?
Joy said recalls other political assassinations during her lifetime, which is long. She's had a very long life. She talked about Medgar Evers, JFK, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Robert Kennedy, and we lived through all that. It was a turbulent time. I was very young. I think that's one of the reasons I got married so young, to tell you the truth. It was such a scary time. You kind of clung to each other. The country survived it. We got better. I think we will again. We're having a traumatic period right now. Yeah, we are. But again, I'm not saying you can't speak your mind. I'm not saying you can't vehemently disagree with some of the stuff coming from the right, but you really got to stop. You really got to stop calling people literal Nazis if they're not actually Nazis. Mm-hmm. I mean, because at that point you're like, oh, now Nazis are the bad guys. They're subhuman. This was going to happen eventually. I'm honestly surprised it took this long.
When you're constantly painting everybody as a bigot, as a racist, as an istophobe, this is going to happen. Whoopi Goldberg said about...
She actually said the Trump name is like Voldemort. She said, I'm betting on human beings. Whoopi points out how we all came together after 9/11 for how we should come together after Charlie Kirk. It goes to show that... So, I mean, for them, okay, so I will give them props. For them to basically be... Because a lot of people in Blue Sky, a lot of the people that are the far, far left, right? The extremists. Those people are like, and it was just a Wednesday. Oh, well, step over it and move on to something else. They're like, this is a traumatic event, and it's coming right before 9/11. I mean, this is a huge, I don't think people fully understand, especially young people. I don't think you understand the weight that this is going to carry going forward, that this happened in America.
But I'm just saying, it's not like this is like at a college campus in front of
a
kids,
college campus, yeah.
And it just happened in front of people, and it's just They tried it with Trump too, and they missed because only
And then
because
they
he
went
turned his
on-
head. Only because he
So-
turned his head.
So after, okay, so this is what gets me too. So Trump almost got killed, and he gets reelected, and I think you could argue successfully part of the reason he got reelected was because they tried to hit him. And he gets reelected, and then they go right back to, well, the Nazis, and goose
Right,
stepping Nazis.
because they didn't win, and you have to ask yourself, and they asked themselves this back when the Trump situation happened, was I think it was why people voted for him. It's like, what do they have to say that they're so afraid of that they're trying to kill them?
That is an easy no fucking brainer. The reason why they're afraid of Trump is that Trump does things that they do not like. For example, lowering our taxes. The more that the far left have took our tax-paying dollars, they had put it into things that we did not want our taxes to go to. For example, transgender surgeries for kids. I do not want my tax-paying dollars to go into those mutilations to kids. I want my tax-paying dollars to go to reproduction in keeping our roads completely up to built properly, law enforcement, emergency response. I want my tax-paying dollars to go to actual reasonable things, not these stupid, woke, far-left ideological views that have no purpose for being used. And of course, the far left think, well, you are a fascist, a Nazi, a bigot, Hitler for saying such thing. I am too mentally exhausted today to even really scream it out. I have been trying to keep a open mind in a sense, but I haven't been able to. I have not been able to. In fact, I guarantee it that the more the left continues to talk, the far woke left, they are going to keep on shooting themselves in the foot, and they are going to ask themselves, what are we doing wrong? Why are we not winning elections? Why are we not getting the power we rightfully deserve? Heck, it wasn't even rightfully earned or deserved. It was falsely taken. Either way, I am going to deeply miss Charlie. I wish I could have the chance to meet the guy because there are a few things I disagree with that I've mentioned in the past few videos I've released today, and this is just so depressing, guys.
And
Yeah.
then you're like, well, I want to know what they have to say and why they're so afraid of them. So maybe we should support this person because they're clearly, the crazies are so afraid of them. They're trying to kill him. Why? That could be the same situation here. But it's interesting that The View is calling for unity when they have gone so much trouble to cause division. Which, I mean, I would rather see them ask for unity than division. I want to make that clear. I just think it's ironic.
Well, the other thing is that they are the same mainstream liberal media that keeps on accusing Trump of being a Hitler, being a Nazi, attacking the rights of gay people or trans people. Like, honestly, it is just mental depression with a hint of drugs that just completely make you hallucinate. I am done giving a shit about these people. I literally am.
But I don't disagree with them. I think that, well, I 100% agree, obviously, that it never should have happened, that it's asinine, that it's vile, that people are saying what they're saying, that their behavior is unacceptable, that all of this is unacceptable and should have no place in our society at all. And we have to be more of a united front on it. But you have to step back and look at what your part was in this. And I don't know if they are, or they're saying this because they realize what their part was in it. I don't know.
I mean, there are going to be some people that are like, and I'm on the fence about this. There are going to be a lot of people that are like, well, this is just them covering their ass because
That
they
could
know
be.
they know the backlash. If it turns out, again, as we're recording this, we don't know a whole lot of details about the shooter. But if it turns out that the gunman is like one of theirs, it's the blowback against the Democrats, the progressives, is going to be absolutely savage.
But
Like,
I mean, anybody who's a human is going to that still has their humanity left is going to look at this and be like, "Oh hell no, this is not unacceptable." That's why you see some people on the left that are prominent figures on the left, calling it out because like, no, it should never go this far.
Don't believe are ready to.
And it continued to go that far because these people, they have continued on to take it to an extreme that you could not. I am very sorry, guys, but I am tired. I hadn't had enough sleep. And I don't know whether to believe The View. I mean, they were very divisive back before Charlie Kirk got assassinated. And they are very cowardice. But credit is due, I guess. But I will not accept your apology until you admit that you were the cause of this assassination. These people, the rhetoric, the same ridiculous talking points, all the same.
yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. He said, yeah, the View once erroneously claimed Kirk palled around with actual Nazis. Now they're mourning him.
Well, I'm just saying. That's what I was saying. It's like, they are make no mistake, they think they're part of the reason, that mentality, this talking heads, this Hollywood far left extremism is part of what led to this. So yes, they are partially responsible.
Yeah, and I think, here's the thing, like I naively thought, and I think what changed my mind on it was Ed Piskor being driven to suicide by these kinds of people. And these kinds of people, I mean the subhumans who are delighting in Kirk being killed. But I thought for years it was hyperbole when they're like, they want you dead. Like you'd see like YouTube or headlines or whatever. It's like, these people literally want you dead. I'm like, it's just comic books. It's just video games. They don't actually want us dead. It's just gallows humor. It's like, holy shit. No, they actually want you dead. And then they're going to have a party if you do die. Mm-hmm. They're just not going to, they don't want to do it. They're going to weaponize other people to do it.
This is not how, people should behave. And it's disgusting that they behave this way. I mean, to the View's credit, they are not saying, they aren't like dancing, and they're not like making comments. They're actually like saying, oh, this has gone too far. But I will say comments they've made and divisiveness they've attempted definitely plays into this mentality.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think that maybe there was some detachment where they're like, oh yeah, we can just do the bit and complain about Trump and Nazis and whatever, because that's what our dwindling audience wants. But and they're like, oh shit, I didn't think anybody would actually get killed. I'm like, well, yeah, you blast this out. And you have a massive platform. You're on network TV in the mornings. It's been on for years. People watch it out of habit. They probably have it on in the background at the whatever office. And you're blasting out, hatred every day for years. They're Republicans are all a bunch of Nazis. And they even said about, Trump getting shot. They're like, well, don't you go humanizing him? And I'm like, well, geez,
Yeah.
Well, no shit. They just hate Trump. What is so hard about the fact that they hated Trump? They hated him for his first success presidency. They hated him for his second successful presidency because he did things that the Democrats falsely accused that we needed. For example, legislation for the closing of the border. We never needed a legislation. We just needed a whole new president. Honestly, I am so tired of the fucking lies that the far left has continued to keep spewing.
That's so then people are going to extend that to anybody that they blame for getting Trump reelected. And honestly, the fact that they shot at him is a huge reason why he got reelected, because people are like, oh hell no.
Well, they said Rosie O'Donnell said something. This is like Rosie O'Donnell's always constantly screaming about Trump. They, she said that it was.
What if you
It's God. I hate fucking ads. I am so fucking done with these ads. Like, I just want these gone. Like, I do not care. I mean, if you think about it, Rosie O'Donnell is having Trump living rent free in her head every day. Every day. I haven't seen a single video about Rosie O'Donnell talking about anything else other than Trump derangement syndrome. That woman is just unbelievably mentally unhinged about Trump. She is probably so fixated. I bet that she is secretly trying to get with Trump. Who knows?
I can't read it, but it's like
She said, no, just no, do not become
Yes.
the murderer. This is wrong. So this is what, again, I'm torn on this because we cover this kind of the TDS and the insanity. And actually right before this happened, I did a video on Mark Hamill, and just the other day he was talking. He was literally othering people. He's like, oh yeah, basically, me and my friends, the people, the good guys, and then the others, basically meaning riffraff that voted for Trump. And he was mourning America because he couldn't believe that America put Trump back in office and that there were so many damn Nazis in this country or whatever. He stopped short of saying that, but he was referring to them as the others and the whatever. And we know how he feels about it. And then he's turning around being like, oh my God, I can't believe.
Yes, because I think they're starting to realize, like, oh my gosh, maybe us out there constantly saying this stuff could be partly tied to why this stuff happens. And it's like, yes, it probably is partly tied to why this stuff happens. And my hope is that, they literally take this to heart and are like, maybe we shouldn't be so polarizing. Maybe we shouldn't try to be so, causing, divisiveness and trying to incite people. Maybe we should step it back and try to focus more on unity than, what makes us alike, than what makes us different, and try to not push people to this point.
Yeah.
And I'd love to think that's what they're going to do. And I hope to God that's what they do. But I've got a strong suspicion in like 2 weeks, we're going to be back to where we were. And nothing was learned. And I'm really, really hoping I'm wrong, because I would love to see people just chill the fuck out. Literally. It's the political pickling is just so fucking ridiculous. And I'm sorry for swearing, but I'm so angry about it because it never should have got this far. And I just want everybody to chill out. And I want these people that have been out there perpetually stirring the pot to stop stirring. Just stop. And I'm hoping that's what they'll learn from this.
They will never learn. They will never learn. They never understood why Trump won. They never understood. They are too stupid to figure that shit out. They are too stupid to figure out anything to figure that out. They have the mentality brain of a deformed Down syndrome child with a hint of autism, with a patch of intolerant stupidity. It is not hard to tell from the fact that these woke weirdos are just too stupid to figure this shit out.
Even though sadly it took what it took to do it, but I don't want to hold my breath because I honestly believe that they're just going to turn around in 2 or 3 weeks when it blows over and start it all over again.
Yeah, this needs to be a wake up call. I think I'm going to be honest. I think some people, I have some hope for some of the older liberals that weren't crazy, that went crazy in recent years.
I think some of them felt like they had to go crazy to stay relevant, because if you don't go crazy enough, they'll come after you.
Yeah. And I hope maybe some of them take a step back and they're like, you know what? Maybe I should stop calling grandma a Nazi, because maybe grandma's not a Nazi. Maybe this isn't helping my case any. Maybe this isn't helping my party any. It's just,
maybe it's just because that makes us terrible people. Maybe your reason should be as simple as, I don't want to be a heinous individual like these people.
No, that's too easy. Look, do the self-preservation thing, right? Pretend to be human or something. But regardless of whether or not you're sincere about it, and I think some people are. I'm going to be honest. I don't think, and I know people are going to hate me for this, I don't think Whoopi Goldberg and Mark Hamill are actually awful people. I just think that they've been, like you said, pickled for so long that they don't know any better. That's like the shtick. That's what they do.
Honestly, they just don't have a clue what's happening to them. They can't even rationalize what's going on in their feeble, far left minds. Like when Mark Hamill had said, if you support Trump, go force yourself. This nonsense has got to stop, guys. Like, I am tired, man. This is mental depression. I mean, pick your poison. Pick your poison. Just pick the poison that's going to affect you, and then just move on. I certainly moved on when Biden was in office. I thought it was still a disaster, and till this very day, the 4 years of Biden in office was just a disaster piece. So
Whoopi, like, she seems like she's actually pretty good with people.
Unless you're a bakery.
Unless you're bakery. Yeah, that was not good.
Bill Clinton, though, he said, I hope we all go through some serious introspection and redouble our efforts to engage in debate, passionately yet peacefully. I agree. I think I want to see introspection from these people. I really do. Do I think that that'll happen? No. But do I really want to see it? I think that we all would love to see that.
Yeah. And congratulations. Like, I mean, the people that absolutely hated him, you helped create a martyr. I mean, because it's not just him being killed, it's your reaction to his death that people were going to remember and be like, you know what, these people are absolute trash. They're subhuman. And
then
these people are subhuman. These people have nothing. They have no sense of morality. They have no sense of value. They have no sense of right and wrong. They have no truth. They are inconsiderate, dumb fucking people. And what bugs me, though, is that Clownfish TV, Neon, Geeky Sparkles, why don't you ever say it as we all say it? Get woke, go broke. Get woke has literally been an objective truth. It is an objective truth. It has shown exactly that. Like, look at the Bud Light case where they had a biological man who thinks is a woman as the face of Bud Light. Pride Month garbage in front of the store entrance of Target. That was a disaster. And look at the Cracker Barrel case. It's just fucking dumb, bro.
hopefully people see this and their takeaway is we need to turn away from this and we need to be better. And that's what I'm hoping. But again, I've seen so much. I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
But try everybody. But you can't control everybody else's. But you can control what you do.
You can control what
so
you do.
you can try to be better.
All right. So we're gonna wrap.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here too. I have done my part. From what I've seen, there are maybe a few other details of the assassin. I'm gonna follow up on that tomorrow because I'm really tired. All this has just been a mental exhaustion. I even took some time off earlier today to just get a break from all this, try to find a way to keep my spirits up, and right now I just can't do it. I'm just done. I am done. So thank you guys so much for supporting and joining the channel. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to make sure to catch more on what is going on, be sure to have notifications on. Make sure you tap the bell to get all videos or personalized videos. And that's it. And we will go from there. See you guys next time. Peace.